evening, all you Minties, and welcome back to another episode of Reels Talk with your host, the amazing Amanda, my lovely co-host, the Uncanny Omar.
How's it going, everybody? Before getting started, we do have a really nice super chat.
Yeah, thank you, Beeper
from
Leaper.
Beeper Leaper. Just saw Akira for the first time ever and adored it. Beautiful animation, good sound design, hyper-violent, and interesting story. Can't wait to buy this on physical 4K. There is a huge difference when you're watching this in physical format than when you're watching this through streaming services. I will say that. It's a different experience when you're watching it physically. The animation is so just flawless. And what's going on, Kane? All hail Melanie, giver of... Wait, is Melanie here? Melanie's not here.
No, I think they're talking about mods.
Oh, Melanie,
giving all of the mods to everyone.
That's what she does. What's up, Ted? How are you?
Ted, how are you doing? I see Josh in the house.
Josh is here, yes. So this is the end of my birthday month celebration where we went back and... I'm sorry, we're still on my birthday month. Did you roll your damn eyes? What the hell? Can't roll your eyes during my birthday month. What the hell's wrong with you, woman?
I waited till the end of your birthday month to roll my eyes.
It ain't the end. It's the 29th, baby. We still got 2 more days. I can redo this on Friday. All right.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Yes. So, we let you all vote for like fantasy movies and what was the other one? Was the other one sci-fi movies?
Yep, we did fantasy,
from the 80s.
sci-fi.
This time around, man, we had the most votes this time around from all of you. And oh my gosh, it was crazy how many people wanted to see Akira, which is crazy. So this time around was Japanimation. That's right. I said what I said, Japanimation. We did not have the term anime when I was growing up. We just knew them as cartoons from Japan or otherwise called Japanimation. And yeah, this brought back a lot of memories watching this movie again. And I just want to put it out there. If you want the original dub, the streamlined dub, that one is only available in the 4K and Blu-ray set. So there are 2 dubs. There's the 1989 dub from Streamline, Carl Masik's company. And I'll talk a little bit about that here in a second. And then the 2000 and when was that? Was it 2001 dub? My goodness. Which was done by Pioneer at the time. And then later on, I think Funimation ended up buying the rights for that.
And which one's on Hulu?
The ones on Hulu is the 2001.
Okay.
Which is closer to the source material. And I'm actually going to talk about the differences in the voices too. And which dub. You know, obviously you're going to go with nostalgia whenever you're watching these. And I have seen the Pioneer dub, the one that you watched.
Yeah.
I think twice. That's it. In the last 20 plus years. I've watched the Japanese one and the streamlined one. I wore my VHS out. So yeah, this brings back a lot of memories. Here's something to keep in mind. Before Akira in America, there was hardly any anime available. There was an anime that was translated, brought over here, like Robotech. It took 3 different animated shows from Japan, brought it over here and said, hey, we're just going to make it one show, rewrite everything and make it all connected, which even as a kid, I was like, wait, that baby had green hair. Now she's got blonde hair when she's older. What's up with that? Akira really was the movie that changed everything. And it's weird to think about a time before Akira because of where we are now, right? Like we have what, a Funimation app, Crunchyroll app, Netflix, all these.
Yeah, you don't even have to get a separate app. They're just on every major streaming service now.
Yes, Voltron re-edited the death of one of the major characters. In the American version, they just injured him. And it was really cool because this shows a lot of the history about like how popular some of these shows were here. Yeah, in the Japanese version, they killed off the character that was replaced by the princess. And in the American version, he was just badly hurt. And it was really cool because they reanimated it for American audience to show the guy was still alive later on. Battle of the Planets or Gotcha Man, that's a classic. But before Akira, movies didn't come here to America that were anime. We had some. The one that I remember the most was the Warriors of the Wind. And Warriors of the Wind, to me, was with Nausicaa, Valley of the Wind. But they oh my gosh, her name wasn't even Nausicaa. I think it was like Princess Jessica, something ridiculous. And they took out 25 minutes, redubbed it, and that's all we had. But that's the thing that you have to remember, like that's all we had. So it was wonderful to us. It was I had a redub of a redub, which dubbing back then meant something else. It meant you recorded a video from a previous video, and I had like a fourth generation like of Warriors of the Wind. I didn't know until 1991, 1990 that there was a Japanese release with more footage. Oh my gosh, this really opened up that nostalgia door for me. Akira came here in 1989. This movie came out in Japan in 1988. It was directed by Katsuhiro Otomo, who is the mangaka, the creator. And in a weird way, kind of like Nausicaa Valley of the Wind, he had the beginning, but he hadn't written the last 2 volumes yet. So he didn't have an ending. And some of the characters that appear through here that die, like just they show up for like 2 seconds and they die, play a big part in Akira the manga. So it's yeah, it was pretty interesting because Nausicaa was the same way. I think the manga in Japan ended 2 years after the movie came out. So I think it ended in 1990. And Nausicaa took about 10 years for it to end before Miyazaki went back and finished it. So there were some changes, such as the character of Akira, who plays a major role in the manga. And in this, well, body parts, right?
Yes.
And I remember when it premiered here, I remember going to the Great Escape in like Louisville, Kentucky, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, Akira's coming! Like, we're gonna get it in the theater. This is an anime, and it's." I was like, I will go anywhere. I will go. I was in 1989, right? Now I didn't get to watch it in 1989 in movie theaters. I was really bummed about that because it was select theaters. But in 1991, I took a trip with my buddy Keith. We went to Chicago with some people we didn't even know. And we went to watch Akira, all in a theater. I couldn't have been happier because I didn't watch Akira until 1991. That's I was like, I am not gonna wait for the VHS to drop. I'm gonna go watch it in theaters. What I want to do, and I went to watch it. I believe it was the summer when they did a small re-release before the video came out, and the video came out and it was streamlined, but Orion Pictures kind of did a co-distribution with it. And pretty much using the name Orion got you into stores you normally wouldn't have gone if you were a small little distribution company. But it did damn well here in America. It did well all over the world. Like, it was insane to watch. Oh my God. Let me this is crazy. Every second in that movie, for every second, there are 12 to 24 drawings for every second in that movie. I don't think that can still sink in to this day. 12 to 24 drawings a second.
That's insane.
Holy shit. We didn't have anything like that. I mean, of course, the closest things we've had, you know, of course, we're Disney, right? Like Disney had a lot of money.
Yeah, but they were in their dark period in the 80s.
I love that period, man. Black Cauldron all the way. But, you know, this was unprecedented, even in Japan.
Yeah.
Like, they gave him money because they have faith. Because before that, he had a movie called, what was it called? Harmageddon, I think. And it was okay. He didn't helm it. It was just by him. But this was all him. And my gosh, this changed everything. Holy crap, Bar's here. What's up, girl? Did you watch Akira? I've watched every effing version of Akira, dude. I'm serious. Every version. 80s and 90s anime dub was something else. Yes. Yes, we will talk about that too. Robot Carnival was excellent, but keep in mind, Robot Carnival we didn't get until what? 3 years after Akira came out on VHS. I think it was 1994 when it came out on VHS. And that one, actually, the beginning of Robot Carnival and the ending of Robot Carnival were directed by Katsuhiro Otomo. Yeah, this was my, you know, I always talk about comics. The 80s were my golden age of comics. Yeah. The 80s were also my golden age of anime. I had watched anime as a kid, like a little boy watching Marco and stuff like that in the late, probably early 80s, of course, like the Marvel horror stuff. And I was always fascinated by the art and the violence and the blood and the things you didn't get, maybe a booby here and there, you know what I'm saying? The things you didn't get to see in American cartoons. And yeah, we had this big boom because of Streamline Pictures and because of this movie. Now, of course, later on, we had a huge boom in the late 90s, early 2000s, but this is the beginning of, in America, getting things like every few months we'd get a VHS. So Akira, I've talked a lot, Amanda. It's your turn.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I don't ever talk about it, but I love this.
No, you're fine. You this is your favorite anime film, and I'm feeling a trend in your golden age.
Favorite. It's one of my favorites. Yeah.
I feel like honestly, I see a trend of what your golden age is, because isn't the 80s also your golden age of music too?
You goddamn right it is, because there's nothing better.
I don't think you listen to anything past the 80s.
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I just went for a jog today, and I had some music from when this shit was made. 2010. Okay, so that's
wow, that is impressive. I was just starting to see a trend. Omar,
what's up, PC? 8-Man After. I love 8-Man After. Another one that was Streamline Pictures in America. Anime RoboCop, which I like better. But 8-Man After, I didn't include him as a movie because it came over here as an OVA. And I think Streamline put all 4 of those episodes together to make into a movie. And I thought, well, it's not really a movie, but it is. The animation in it is great. That one's based on a 60s animated show. Anyway.
Akira. So I obviously, all of you know that I don't watch a lot of anime. Whatever I have watched is it's mostly because my husband wanted me to watch it, or Omar or someone else in my family has wanted me to watch the anime. So that's usually what I get to watch. So this is, coming into this, I get a fresh take on it, right? It's not something that I'm usually something that I would normally take to. And then after I watched it, I was looking at a lot of, stuff on the film, because I realized this film, after watching it, really did not only pave the way for anime or Japanese animation in the United States, but also inspired and helped inspire a lot of our modern anime that you're seeing today. I mean, a lot of the themes and a lot of the way things are presented, I see a lot of that inspiration. And apparently it's also inspired, a lot of the directors and stuff that are, making movies and TV shows these days are about Omar's age. And they're all heavily...
Are you making me realize what I've done with my life?
Yes, but they're all heavily influenced by it as well. So when I was reading up on it, I realized that the Duffer Brothers said they were obviously inspired by Akira for Stranger Things. So like 11 is obviously when I was like, that makes 100% sense. Ryan Johnson said he took inspiration from Akira for Looper with that little kid. And I was like, yep, okay, I got it. And of course, Josh Trank said for Chronicle.
100% Chronicle. 100%. If that's not Tetsuo and Kaneda, yes, I said Kaneda, because my dub will always be the streamlined dub. I know everybody's Kaneda. I get it.
Kaneda, that's what I was like.
It's Kaneda, baby.
Kaneda? Okay.
That's the way I go. Dude, it was Leonardo doing Kaneda's voice when I was growing up. I mean, from the Ninja Turtles. Like Maximilian Sterling from Robotech. That's the voice actor they casted as Kaneda in the 80s. Oh, I love his voice.
But we can't forget, it's also inspired
Akira inspired
the music video for Kanye West Stronger. If you don't recognize that machine,
God, that's why you
then I feel sorry for you. And also, it was featured in the Scream video.
Michael Jackson's Scream.
Jackson and Janet Jackson did as well. Yeah, so I was like, holy crap.
Michael Jackson's Scream was one of the 90s music videos, the early 90s music videos that I remember going, holy crap, anime might become mainstream one day. They tried in the 80s. What was his name? Keith. He used Cobra and Beautiful Dreamer. Keith. Oh my gosh, I cannot remember his name. But anyway, he tried in the 80s to use as music videos, but it just did not work out. So if you're joining us now, I did put 5 movies up for vote. And it was really difficult because I love a lot of these movies. And part of me wanted to put Urotsukidoji up there, which is complete hentai. And it forever scarred me. And
Well, I'm so glad you didn't do that.
we will one day. Everybody needs to watch it, dude. I remember me and my buddy Rob hyping that movie up so much. Like, and one day he got the laser disc, and we were telling our wives, we're like, "Oh my god, this is so nasty, it's so dirty." And I remember when Melanie and Fran ended up watching it with us, they were like, "You two are a bunch of bitches. This movie was weak ass shit." And we were like, "What?" I was like, to be fair, I was 13 years old when I saw this movie, so that impacted me a lot differently than you all.
Yep.
So yeah, Akira. Let's
Yeah.
go in here. Give me a synopsis of it. Give me one of these popular Amanda synopsis.
Yeah. You'll be honest, I had to watch it twice to really understand the
Oh, you're gonna have
story.
to watch it a lot more
But
than that to really
so
understand.
yeah, so the film is actually set in 2019, which I love 80s films and how they depict like 2019, 2020, because it's like just a version of the 1980s, but a little more like cyberpunky, but it's still like very 1980ish. I love it because Back to the Future was the same way. I was like, hmm. Anyways, so yes, so it's set in 2019, and there
That
was
was 2 years ago.
I know 2 years ago, by the way, 3 years
Oh
ago,
my gosh.
4 years ago,
Stop it. What year are we in?
2023. It was 4 years ago.
Oh my god, math is
Yeah,
hard.
when the first Shazam came out.
Why would you remember that?
Because
All
that's when
right.
it came out. All right, so when it's set in 2019, 31 years after a massive explosion or bomb went off in Tokyo
Mhm.
that started World War III. So now Neo Tokyo is in existence, and there's a lot of, the government, a lot of corruption, a lot of protests going on. And we're introduced to this biker gang. And the two main characters from the biker gang are Canada
You can still call him Canada.
and
Canada.
Tetsuo, which yeah, and so in the middle there, so you have this motorcycle gang, and they actually end up fighting out of the motorcycle gang. In the middle, they accidentally run over this, well, I guess the child who aged interestingly enough, and this causes Tetsuo, he crashes into him, and he ends up having to be hospitalized. And when he's hospitalized, these scientists are doing these experiments on him and come to find out that he's what this child was, which is an Esper. And they're obviously people with telekinetic powers, hence why all these things that, I've watched that are non-anime, I realized are inspired by this. And he might be as powerful as the legendary Akira or Akira, which is what they kept saying in the film. So I was like, okay, should I just switch my where my accent is? Anyways, so they're worried that he might cause another explosion or this massive worldwide event because he has these similar like telekinetic like energies that Akira had, right?
Mhm.
And he's also introduced to other espers like Kyoko and what's the other one's name? There's a
The
lot of characters in it.
little blue girl and the little blue boy.
Takashi, yeah, Takashi and Masuro.
Kashi's is the guy that he hits and his bike blows up.
Yes, okay, that's the one. Yes. So those are the three. So they're the three espers that we were introduced with that all they're still children, but they've aged because they're older. Because I
Mhm.
mean, it's been 30 years, but we come to find out they've been around since prior to the explosion that happened in 1988. And so Tetsuo does escape the hospital, goes and tries to find his gang. He tries to find his girlfriend Kaori. Kaori? Is that how you pronounce it?
K? Is that
K?
her?
No, that K's the like
Oh yeah, Kaori, right?
yes, Kaori, yes.
The girl that
K's the
looks like
girl who's with the
Kaneda with
protest.
long hair.
Yeah, K's with the resistance. Sorry, the resistance. That's what I'm looking for. K's with the resistance. K kind of ends up meeting up with Canada.
You know what? I'm gonna let it slide. You can say however
How
you
do you
want
want me to
to.
pronounce it?
You can pronounce it. You watch the what's it called? The Pioneer dub. So
Yes, I did.
you pronounce it how they pronounce it.
Canada. Okay. That's why everyone's saying Canada's alter ego. Okay. So you also have this resistance, girls part of the resistance who Canada is kind of, has a crush on, and he actually saves her life, gets her out of talking to the police by saying that she was part of their gang. And he ends up following her after some events and ends up at the resistance lair. Meanwhile, Tetsuo, who had escaped, wants Kaori to go leave with him. They steal Canada's bike, which I got a gift for that because boy, is that bike something else. Where is that bike?
That bike is the greatest.
There it is.
Bam. In the world. That dude, I'd own a bike. Oh,
I like
my
that
God,
it has a Canon logo on it.
Well, I mean, that's part of the that's part of the Akira committee, right? Like the Akira committee. This movie is a miracle it came together because there were like 7 production companies that came together in Japan and said
crazy.
Bandai, like, who else? Kodansha, like all these production companies said, okay, we'll set things aside. Let's put our money together to make this movie. It's the most expensive animated movie of all time, and of course Japan.
Yes.
But man, yeah, of course. So that bike is almost like a symbol of what it took to put this movie together.
Yeah, this unstoppable force. Yeah, and so here's the image of Tetsuo and Kaori talking about it, and he's like, "We have to get out of here," and so he ends up stealing Canada's bike, and of course that means the whole motorcycle game's coming after him. And
and how did that feel for you? Because they don't do this often in movies and anime anymore, but like when she got her shirt ripped off and then they punched her in the face.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of us like, woo. Yeah, there was some interesting, or when Canada called Kay a bitch because, well, in the dub, he called her a bitch because she was like, bye, like, thanks for saving me, but bye. He's like, you bitch, or whatever he said.
Oh, I love that. Now, one thing to keep in mind, I also love the Japanese dub. They recorded the audio before animating the movie, meaning that's why you see their lips, their mouths like syncing. That's why it's really difficult to do an American translation because they have to take liberties with the translation of the dialogue because they have to try to sync with their mouths, the words they're trying to say.
Yes.
Philip,
I understand. I don't know. I'm gonna stop saying his name. Say
his relationship with Kaori was much darker in the manga.
Well, yeah,
everything was darker
everything
in the
was.
manga. I thought they did a pretty good job with the limited time they had with this.
All right, so after they have this, after he steals the bike, he does end up, so his telekinetic powers, Tetsuo's powers, kind of overwhelm him, and he has this like psychotic episode, right? And he thinks like his guts are falling out. I was like, oh wow. And he eventually is rehospitalized. And of course, as he's rehospitalized, he ends up, escaping again and kind of goes on a rampage in the hospital. He meets up with the other espers, learns about Akira, and realizes that he needs to find this Akira. And apparently we've come to find out Akira is buried underneath the Olympic Stadium that they've built. And like Omar, we didn't tell about that on air, but fun fact that they were actually going to do the Olympics in 2020 in Tokyo before the pandemic happened. So that's weird, like premonition stuff. But anyways, neither here nor there. That's like Simpsons kind of, foreshadowing, future telling. Anyway, but so he escapes to go find Akira. And this just becomes this like battle on the streets, gets him in the military. Meanwhile, Kaneda, is that how you want me to pronounce it?
If you pronounce however you want to, I'm just here to list. Kaneda is the way I grew up.
All right, Kaneda and Kai, who he started, he followed her to resistance, and they've kind of become like a team in terms of trying to find Tetsuo, because you have the government, they want to destroy Tetsuo because they're worried that he's going to do the same exact thing that Akira did 31 years prior. So basically you have this massive manhunt. And of course, Kaneda's trying to find Tetsuo too, because he did steal his bike. And he's not happy about that. And they're friends, right? And there's this, history that they have. And so he goes on this rampage to the streets, who then culminates in him finally finding and unearthing what he believes to be Akira, buried underneath the stadium, and it turns out to be Akira's body parts.
Yo, yeah. Because okay, so in the here, let me see if I can find it. In the anime, in the movie, his body parts are what they find. They don't find Akira.
Yes.
They actually find, oh god, that scene's so beautiful.
Oh yeah, it's
They
great.
actually find, vials of his body part, and that's the secret. And as you learn, Akira had something to do with maybe that explosion in 1988. And so what is all this about?
Yeah, exactly. And so the espers who've been kind of following all this, they even help unlock, like, by using Kai K, they were able to help her
Kai,
and
you got it, Kai.
Kaneda escape when they were locked up as well. And so the espers end up awakening a form of Akira, which then creates our climax of the movie where, Tetsuo's powers are overwhelming him, and you see that arm start to just, like, yeah, after he has a big fight with Kaneda, and then Kaori comes, and she ends up getting killed in the mass of organic life form that Tetsuo becomes. I'm still
Oh,
trying to figure out what was
oh, dude, that
happening there.
poor kid of okay. So yes, Kaori had it rough in the manga. But in the anime, she also had it rough, dude. Dude, that scene was awful. Like
Yeah,
whenever her and Kaneda are getting squished. Here,
yeah.
let me
Whew.
let me add that.
You got that scene?
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah. I got it. I
yeah.
got it. Like it sounds Kaneda gets off easy, but poor Kaori, holy shit!
Oh gosh. Yeah.
And the fluidity in the animation, my gosh, it just looks so painful, man.
It looked really painful. I can think of other later animes that also made me cringe like that too. Um, is Berserk one of them? Why is it Berserk? Anyways, but so Tetsuo has grown into this blob monster, and they're like organic life form. And then you see this bright white light, which is Akira, who's like apparently evolved beyond his form. So that's why he doesn't need the body parts anymore. He's evolved past that. And he's sucking Tetsuo into this massive light. And Kaneda is trying to go with him, and the espers don't want him to, but he ends up himself getting sucked into. They do save the colonel. He does get to safety
Mhm.
underneath a tunnel. And so Kaneda does get sucked into it. And this is where we get this really, like, just trippy. He's kind of seeing within the mind of all the espers, right? You see him going through all these flashbacks of the espers prior to the explosion in 1988, where their time in, this, in education facility where they were all taken and experimented on. And then he also gets to see, these flashbacks of when he first met Tetsuo, and it's a really beautiful moment. But the espers end up working together to save him from this and pulling him back out of this. And then Tetsuo is completely, like, just taken in by this, like, massive glowing orb bomb that does go off and creates flooding, and one of the scientists is killed, but our main heroes, or the ones that are left, are safe. And then the movie ends with this really interesting, like, pencil test sequence that goes to, like, an eye opening, and then I
Yeah.
am Tetsuo, which, yeah,
Love that.
man, I can see.
Love that line.
Yeah,
I
it's
am
good.
okay. I love the
Yeah,
original streamlined dub. I think the Pioneer dub is like, I am Tetsuo.
yeah, it's
But
like,
then
yeah.
in the original streamlined dub, it was very dramatic. It was like, I am Tetsuo. Oh my gosh. Still gives me goosebumps in like just watching it in the theater. So yeah, you did a really good job kind of putting everything together. Seriously, props
It's
to you.
it's yeah,
Because this
it's
is a very
difficult.
complicated story. Yes, it's cyberpunk. Yes, it's about two biker gangs. And yes, it's about a
Uh-huh.
massive monster blob thing that's destroying people towards the end. But it's so much more than that. I mean, I don't think they even covered, but maybe like a little part of the addiction to the pills that Tetsuo was taking. Like
Yeah,
they just kind of
It just was
And
over.
over that, because that becomes an important part in the manga, as well as the whole corrupt government and the overtaking of the government. They touched upon that a little bit here, but then, you know, it it I am curious what your thoughts are on this, because you watched it twice dubbed, right?
Yes, I had to
Mhm.
to fully understand the concept, and then read about it after, and then read up on all the inspirations. And boy, when you watch it, it's like I always feel like a shame. I love to watch things like a lot of the things that I watch now, right? And it's fun to go back and see what they were inspired by. So that was really interesting to me. Like now I can go back and remember those films that I talked about earlier. I'm like, oh
Mhm.
yeah, I see all of that. Like even the ending of Chronicle, for example, the ending of Akira, that all kind of tracks. So where he like transcends his body and he's like, anyways. So yes, it
Awesome.
was fun to watch.
Oh, okay. Um, so yeah, this one brought back a lot of memories for me of the animation. Like, it was insane. We we didn't talk about this, but I wanted to
Oh yeah,
pinpoint.
I didn't go through all my gifts.
We'll get there. We'll get there. But holy shit, when old dude got blown the hell up, when he's taking Takashi, right, the leader of this
Yes.
rebellion is taking Takashi,
Mhm.
um, and the police are like shooting him.
Yeah.
They were like, shoot him, and they're like, wait, he's got a kid, and then Takashi leaves, and they're like, all right, dude, the frames of animation, holy crap, like, it's
Yeah.
insane. Like, let me see if I can find it. It's right over here in the trailer. They
Oh
play this
yeah.
in the trailer. Look at that! Like, they're just like, oh my gosh, dude, his head get that.
Yeah, this
As a
yeah.
kid, I was like, I like, I ain't never seen anything like that. Now, again, keep in mind that this stuff came like before Fist of the North Star, before all these violent things. That's the thing people don't remember, is that we didn't get those until much later. We did get Fist of the North Star after this, but we had never seen violence like this in America, like, an American cartoon or anything like that. We were used to Disney or Warner Brothers and things
Or
like
the
that. But
Bluth. Yeah.
what's that?
Or
Oh,
Bluth.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly. And I love, how much I love those movies, but
Oh, yeah.
holy crap, man, that was on another level of, oh, what?
Yeah,
Like,
and, like, even, like, the body horror, like, so, like, when Tetsuo like, this arm, like, the body horror, like, in it, you don't even see that even in, I would say, a lot of the live action like, mainstream stuff that you would see in America. That really wasn't that prevalent either. I mean, not that we see that a lot more so now,
mhm,
but, yeah, there's a lot of things in here that were first of its kind, I would say, in America, at least.
man, okay, it's, it was definitely setting the way for what was to come later on. And of course, what was to come later on didn't come for another decade or so, but the biggest one was, of course, Ghost in the Shell. What Akira did was set the bar so high, and it opened the doors for movies like Ghost in the Shell to come
Mhm.
over here. And by the time Ghost in the Shell came over here, and that was a we had another publishing company, manga distribution was publishing that one. It it blew up. And then by the late 90s, early aughts, manga was selling, anime was everywhere. Anime was part of the Sci-Fi Channel. Anime later on became part of the Cartoon Network. And man, it's just become part of our lives. Like, your
Mhm.
kids, my kids,
They all wa yeah.
anime is just, well, mainly because of me, right, in my house. But even if it wasn't me, they would find it. Their friends love anime. Like,
Oh, yeah.
and now it's everything, right? It's not about grotesque body horror
It could be
or
anything.
cyberpunk. Now it's like, hey, you want to watch like a bunch of girls play volleyball?
Yeah.
Like, it's anime, like slice of life and stuff like that. It's amazing that this this also showed Japan that animation could be for adults. They made anime over there. There were some adult things like Go-Go 13, and of course Nausicaa had adult themes. And then you had hentai, but there wasn't really like that middle of the road, like, look, this could be a big almost said $1 million, multi-million yen, like,
Yeah.
movie that we could put out there in theaters and do as well as live action. Yeah.
It's true.
Part of Toonami. I did. Dude, I said Cartoon Network. Don't be that guy, Josh. Toonami helped her. Like Cartoon Network was Toonami was part of Cartoon Network.
It was. I remember because I watched a lot of Cartoon Network. So I remember when Toonami would. Yes, I remember that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
Toonami was
go
the little
ahead.
guy with the helmet. But the other thing that it did was also help Power Rangers. Like Carl Macek was the guy that was in charge of Streamline Studios and brought over Robotech, and one of the voice actors was Tony Oliver. And Tony Oliver was also one of the producers on Streamline Animation. Later on, he took that talent and said, "Hey, let's bring over these live action shows from Japan called Sentai, and we could just redub them and put American actors in, and we could cut the budget by half. We don't have to do any of the action stuff." And that became Power Rangers, and that's still ongoing to this day. It's crazy.
Yep. Doing a movie on Netflix.
A reunion movie, yeah, reunion
Yeah,
movie.
even though that one girl's not going to be in it. The Pink Ranger.
Pink Ranger.
It's fine.
I didn't grow up with Power Rangers. I think it's great, but I have a lot of friends that love them. So
yeah.
But for me, this was it. The animation in this was insane. I remember pausing it when I was a kid and I was teaching myself to draw. I remember the scene where Tetsuo's arm, he's regrowing it back, and the wires and the metal, the way they twist and turn to make muscles. I was just blown away by pausing it. Like somebody drew that. Somebody drew a little piece of shrapnel just coming into his arm to make his arm. That was crazy to me. Yeah. It was nuts. And then the music was so unique to this day. I love that soundtrack. It's amazing. Yeah. It's like world music. It feels like futuristic music, but it really isn't. It's like Indonesian like world music. It's a mix of all that with like Japanese instruments. And it feels like the future, but maybe that's because I always think of that type of music
as the future
when I think of Akira.
Yeah. Oh. No, I mean just the definite sound tones of the music in my mind very much reflect like futuristic tones that we would have thrown into futuristic movies or movies set in a dystopian landscape of some kind, especially if they were like in space, for example. But the music and the sound is what stood out to me. Not just the animation is fantastic, and man, the use of color in it as well. I mean, that bike, if we could just like go back to how beautifully red like that bike looks, that's gorgeous. Like the attention to detail and just the coloration of even of Neo Tokyo, right? Just when you're in Neo Tokyo and you either with the motorcycles racing through Neo Tokyo or anything, just the level of detail and the colorization of everything is fantastic. And you could tell they had to spend a lot of money. Like this, you said this is the most expensive film. I think up until
at the time,
right?
At that time,
Spirited Away came out in 2001. This is the most expensive Japanese film, right?
Yeah, but Spirited. Oh no, I would say Princess Mononoke and Ghost in the Shell. Up until Ghost in the Shell, and then after Ghost in the Shell, I would say Princess Mononoke up there. As far as like, there was another one. I don't think Blood did as well, but yeah, definitely one of those that set the bar. Like, hey, we can make a lot of money, but we have to spend a lot of money. But then by the time Ghost in the Shell and even Princess Mononoke came out, animation was a different beast. It was no longer hand-drawn animation. And it hadn't been hand-drawn animation for a long time. I mean, obviously in Ghost in the Shell, right? But some like the god, the forest god in Princess Mononoke, that stuff, the big giant hog when it's getting those things are all CG. So even those like it's just different, right? Then hand-drawn animation was a different thing.
Yeah. It was a different thing.
Now I need to show you this. Probably.
Oh wait, can't forget about Bert's super chat though.
Oh, we got Bert. Bert's in the chat. Okay.
Yes, thank you. Today I learned that Akira was an expensive psychological ops campaign to help Tokyo subliminally win their future bid for the 2020 Olympic Games. You know, you're not wrong, Bert. Yeah, I think
It
that's
worked.
what
It worked, Bert. It
It
worked.
worked. I mean, you know, pandemic kind of derailed those plans, but essentially that was the goal. They didn't predict that in Akira, the pandemic.
Look at the homage to the Akira sliding. Oh my God.
I know. I love that.
Everybody has done it.
Yes.
Everything has done, like every cartoon you've ever seen has done the iconic bike slide. It is freaking
Pokemon.
awesome. Like a Pokemon has done it. American Gurren Lagann. Oh my gosh. Of course, a lot of anime, right? But even American cartoons.
I feel like also in live action, they're not showing. Oh, never mind. They are.
No, Wolverine.
Yeah. I was like, because I feel like
it's easier to do in animation, not live action. Are you kidding me?
They make it work. Our stunt, we have to give credit to the stunt crews because they are fantastic. If you saw John Wick 4, stunt teams need a lot of.
John Wick slide on his bike? Because that would be badass if he does.
Shoot, he is on a motorcycle. I don't remember now, but there's a possibility. I really thought they did something like that in Black Panther, the original, the first one. I thought they did a version of that, so I could be wrong.
I don't remember that one.
The bike slide. Anyway,
the bike sliding is one of the most iconic moments in movie history, not just anime.
Yes, but it helps because it is, you know, I think a lot of people drew their inspiration from Akira because it is interesting to find out there's so many people who were inspired by this anime film, and I don't think a lot of people give it credit or give anime credit for the influence that it brings to so many of the different other mediums that of entertainment that exists. And I think, you know, that just goes to show you how powerful it can be. But yeah, I really enjoyed watching this. Like I said, the sound, like when he was when Kaneda was in the bubble, and he's like trying to find Tetsuo, and there's this moment of like complete silence, and I thought, did Hulu break on me?
Oh yeah, after he comes back down.
Yeah, and then you hear this like I thought it was an organ. It's probably what you said, like an old, like some type of Japanese like instruments, like I was like, what is happening? And then you get the flashbacks of it was every piece, like they used the sound so well to tell the story. In addition to like the dialogue, it's fine. But the sound tells a story even more so than the dialogue does. I really love the way it was edited together in that respect. Very much so. You don't have sound, do you? Can we play sound? Because then we'll get demonetized.
Then I'll definitely get demonetized. Why are you trying to get me demonetized?
Yeah, don't play that.
Go through his when he changes right here. It's so freaking awesome. Just how much animation. How much hand-drawn animation at that came.
Yeah, I do feel like Kaori kind of got the shaft in the storyline.
Oh, she gets the shaft in the manga too, so don't.
I mean, because I feel like she's this like side character that we should feel something for, but there weren't that many frames of her in the film.
When his hand starts morphing, oh my god, it's so brilliant.
What could you like? I wonder if they ever thought about, and you probably know this, making this into like an actual like series with drawn out like with episodes instead of just one movie at some point.
Well, I know they've been this movie has been in production hell, and I don't care. I don't care. They're like doing a movie would be the same thing that they did to Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, I don't want live action. No, I mean like
it was supposed to be a live action movie.
Oh God, no! I don't want live action.
It was an American production company, and then there was a Japanese production company that wanted to do it. I don't know. I think about iconic manga like Akira and like Battle Angel Alita or Nausicaa. You know, they were pretty long running, and I wonder if a show would work, an animated show.
That's what I was.
But then you would lose so much. I mean. Compare like Ghost in the Shell to Ghost in the Shell standalone complex, and you lose so much of that animation that made people go and appreciate the movie. So I don't know how I would feel about that. I think it's fine on its own. People can go and read the manga if they want to.
Yeah, that's true.
Expand their horizons, because there were a lot of characters. I forgot to talk about that. Like there
A
were a
live character
lot of
left in.
characters that showed up through here that
Well,
or like
and with only 2
Lady
hours.
Miyako has like one scene in here
Yeah, who
where
yes,
she's
the,
like praying
cult,
and then she
the
dies.
Akira
But,
cult.
but in the manga, she's like Kei's like mentor. She's teaching her, how to control
So
her powers
that's
and
the
stuff.
connection between them.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a lot of little Easter eggs in there
Yeah.
that all right. So now I have to talk about the dub. So we're gonna go. Like I said, I've seen the original English dub is the way that I saw it in 1991,
Mhm.
and then there's the Japanese dub, and then the 2001 Pioneer dub. I think
Mhm.
most everywhere that has streamed this movie has had the Pioneer dub. So if you watch this only in streaming, then that's the one that you've watched, and that one is okay. Johnny Young Bosch does the voice of Kaneda. And Johnny Young Bosch, of course, is the Black Power Ranger, and of course, Vash the Stampede. But I feel like this is one of his earliest roles after Trigun, and it just felt a little empty for me. Whereas Cam Clark, the guy that did the original Kaneda's voice,
Yeah.
again, being Maximilian Sterling from Robotech and Leonardo from the Ninja Turtles, just gave it like almost like this badass, suave, asshole type of voice to the character that kind of fits that character. Uh, so I appreciate I like that dub better. And
Okay.
then Tetsuo, there was a Jan Rabson. He's the guy that did the original dub, and
Mhm.
Joshua Seth does the new dub, and he was okay. I actually like Jan Rabson again, but Kay, on the other hand, Lara Cody did the original Kay, and Wendy Lee, who has done just about everything, did the new Kay in 2001 Pioneers version. And I actually like Wendy Lee's version. She sounds a little more mature and a little more sure of herself, and that's the kind of character that Kay was.
Yeah.
And it's funny because Wendy Lee and Lara actually worked together on the American dubbing of was it Dirt? Yeah, it was Dirty Pair. But when I watched this, I was like, oh, Nezu is one of my favorite voice actors. In the new dub, the Pioneer dub is Mike Reynolds, and I found out Mike Reynolds passed away. He's 92 years old. That man, I mean, if there was a Streamline movie, Vampire Hunter D, 8 Man After, anything that Streamline brought over to America, Fist of the North Star, he was in it. He was doing anime voice acting work in the 90s, and his voice is very iconic. Yeah, and I think he went on to do Power Rangers because him and Tony Oliver worked together. But yeah, he passed away
Mm,
last year. 92 years old, man. Hell of a
that's
voice actor. But for me, it will always be the Streamline dub. Not that there's anything wrong with the Pioneer dub. Pioneer dub does the job well. I just
yep.
think nostalgia goes a long way for me. That's the one that I grew up with. That's the one that I remember going 6 hours from here with a bunch of strangers to go and watch when I was fresh. No, I was in the 8th grade with me, and Keith was a freshman. I was in the 8th grade. It's that's the one that brings back memories.
And
So
you can only watch that, or you can only watch the 1991 or that the first dub in if you have like the 4K or you have
yeah,
like
it's
on
the
physical.
Blu-ray and 4K, but I urge anybody that saw this streaming and liked it to go and get a physical copy because it is worth it. It is completely worth it. The animation looks so beautiful and flawless when it's in it. The Blu-ray, I mean, the 4K, of course, is going to look a little bit better, but the sound, like if you have surround sound and you have that Blu-ray and 4K disc, absolutely go and get it. Go and get it. Um, all right, here comes the moment of truth. Amanda, Akira, 1988, 1989 America, or 2001 for the redub. What
Yeah.
would you give Akira out of 10?
Mm. I have to give this a solid man, I think it a solid 9 out of 10. I really loved it. I mean, I feel bad for Kaori, so
Yeah.
but
So
9 out of 10. It's a great movie. I mean, yeah, I've never read the manga, but if it's as long as you say it is, and the fact that they could adapt it as much as they could, yeah,
oh, it's worth reading the manga.
yeah.
Like absolutely.
Well,
Um,
one day we'll have to do that then.
oh hell yes, we do. 9.5 out of 10. I love this movie. Couple of things that the second act I think moved a little slower. Every time I rewatch it, I think the same thing. Just because they were trying to put in so much into that
Yeah.
second act.
Yeah, they had
It's
to.
so hard because you have so many characters. You have all the kids. You have
Oh
Kaneda
boy.
going on with Kay. What's going on with the resistance? You have the government movement. What the hell is up with Nezu? Like,
That's why to watch it twice, and then
wow,
some of the
there's
characters
so
might
many
look a little
characters.
similar, so you have to watch it twice to really understand who's who.
Yeah, so I'm glad you like this one. And let me tell you, secretly, I was like, oh, please, 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 please let people vote for Nausicaa Valley of the Wind. Because I feel like everybody and their mother has talked about Akira to death. And
Yeah.
I was like, let's see what we're up for vote. Akira, Nausicaa, and Vampire Hunter D, which is my wife. I don't think I could have stopped Melanie from joining us for that one. And Beautiful Dreamer, Ursa Yatsura. Did I put Super Dimensional Fortress Macross? Do you remember Love on there?
Ooh,
Or
I
was it
don't remember.
something else? Maybe I replaced that. I think at the last minute I ended up replacing that with Fist of the North Star.
Yes, you did. That's
Yeah.
Mhm.
We got over 2,000 votes, and this is what people voted for.
Voted for,
So,
yeah.
You're gonna have to do more anime.
Yeah, we'll have to do more anime because
It's my favorite Japanimation, my man. That's what it is forever. 9 out of 10. What's going on? Spits
off Larry.
9.5, 10 out of 10
10
for
out
my
of 10.
buddy. DBZ All-Star. 9
handful
pills out of 10. Jinro would be a fun movie to review. I like Jinro. The same guy that did Beautiful Dreamer. And of course, World War III, Pat Lebor. Bloodline? You're talking about Vampire Hunter D Bloodlines? We gotta watch the original, man. Can't just go. Yeah, no. What's up with that? Maybe everybody's asleep and they'll watch it later. Or maybe people just like voting. And 10 out of 10 for my buddy Katie. Katie, I found that book. I hope you watched that video, so I'll be shipping it to you. Your dad said it was okay.
Awesome.
All right, Panda. What's next? What's next on the agenda?
Well, I mean, it's been a slow news week for movie and TV news. I mean, minus rumors, things like that. The biggest stories being, of course, everything that's happened in Marvel and DC, right? It is no secret that Shazam did not do well at the box office. Not only did it only make 30 million its opening weekend, it dropped 69% on its second weekend, which when you're only doing 30, like if you're even Ant-Man, like with what is it, like it made like almost 100 mil or 80 mil, right? And then 69% is about what, 20 mil, not so bad, but we are only at 30 mil, and then you drop 69% in the following week. That's not good. So it's poised to be probably the lowest in the franchise as far as the DC EU is concerned. And I mean, it got desperate that Zachary Levi was near crying on Instagram, asking people to watch it over John Wick 4. But unfortunately, I did go see John Wick 4 instead this past weekend, because nothing was going to stop me from seeing Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga. So
Bobby Yaga? Who the hell's Bobby Yaga?
But anyways, yeah, so I don't know what that says about the future of Shazam in guns.
Wait. Shazam passed 100 million this weekend? I thought they did not. Are you talking about worldwide, DBZ All-Star?
About worldwide?
Wait. Needs about 40 more million to make up the money. Goodness.
Well, worldwide, but domestically,
it's pretty bad, right? There's also rumors going around that Amazon might buy AMZ.
Oh, we don't need all that consolidation. Our entertainment industry is already consolidated enough.
Is it? Yeah, I'm okay with only having 2 streaming services. I don't need 8 streaming services. What does AMC even have anymore? They certainly don't play any American movie classics. I think it's all
only play Walking Dead and Walking Dead spinoffs.
Fear the Walking Dead. Don't step on the Walking Dead. Watch out. There's no Walking Dead. Like, I really think there's like 4 Walking Dead shows, right?
Yes. But no, yes. So domestically right now, looking at Box Office Mojo, Shazam is sitting at 47 million, which on weekend 2 domestically is not good for a superhero film in this day and age. Yes, it is 100 mil, over 100 mil worldwide. So yeah, it will make up its money, but not by a lot. I don't know if that's necessarily considered to DC a success, because it's still struggling domestically. Suffice to say, it's made more money internationally. Let's put it that way so far. Yeah.
Well, I hope it continues to make money because I do feel bad. Like, and even though
Yeah.
I know I gave it a 5.5 out of 10, it was still a fun movie. It just
It had
didn't
its
live up to the
moments.
first one. It it just
Yeah.
had a lot going against it. The
But if
moment
you,
that
yeah.
well, I was gonna say the moment that your own company gives up on you by running an ad that, shows the big cameo at the end, it's over, man. Like, Marvel and DC have both done that, like, revealed way too much. Um, AMC movie theaters is what he's saying. Dang it!
That would be interesting
Yes,
if
I
you
need to
did
watch
that.
Sisu. It looks awesome. Josh showed me a trailer of that. He's a billionaire. Oh, we're talking about this guy that got
They're talking about Ike Perlmutter, the chairman of Marvel Entertainment that was recently dismissed. Is that
mhm.
how we're gonna call it? Um, and basically it's because they're looking, I think they're consolidating. It's no secret that Bob Iger, who is the not new CEO of Disney, had talked at the end of the year about having to do some restructuring, having to look at their bottom line. I know they've laid off about 7,000 jobs, I think.
Yeah.
Disney
Which was
overall.
what, 4% of the workforce, I think? It was
Yes,
very small.
exactly. Very
I mean,
small. I
it's
mean,
weird, right? Like
still
saying,
a lot of people, but
no,
yeah,
no, no. Don't get me wrong. Don't misquote me. 7,000 people losing their job fucking sucks.
yes,
4% of a company is very small compared to how big that company is. So
exactly. Yeah. But he apparently has been a very divisive figure in the Marvel Entertainment
I
segment
don't
for
I don't know anything about this guy outside of what you and I have talked about. But did you
exactly.
also saying that he was discriminatory against people of color and women being involved as leads in Marvel projects? He also
Interesting.
so if he was like that, how did we get to Phase 4 while he was still in charge? Was he distracted? Because
Well,
it feels like Phase 4 is where we move forward with that, right?
he became a board member or the chairman around um around like later on because he was, trying to say that he would be the one to cut
What?
costs,
Wait,
he would clean
wait.
up the streaming business.
Is this real? Because that's reason enough to hate that
Oh
man.
no,
Okay, I'm on board now.
that
What?
he's good.
He was the
Yes,
guy that refused to give Terrence Howard the money. Get the hell out of here. You're fired.
you
Next
could have just
time, baby.
given Terrence Howard the money. Yeah, so it's gonna be, well, between that and then Victoria Alonso, which we talked about last week, I think we did, who was also laid off, but now apparently
Yeah.
she's suing for her ousting. So we'll see how that legal battle plays out. Yeah, but behind the scenes at Marvel, we talked about why, we talked a little bit about why they were pushing back movies like the Marvels and stuff like that. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, they know it's not good. Well, the detractors of any Captain Marvel movie were like, oh, it's not good. I think it has to do, some of it might have to do with some of the inside turmoil that's going on right now in Marvel and Disney as a whole. I think there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that we are not privy to until it comes out in Variety or Hollywood Reporter. So it'll be interesting to see what comes down the pike. I mean, we also talked about Ant-Man Quantumanium also is now poised. It's ended its run in theaters, or it's ending its run in theaters, and it's poised to be the one of the lowest. I think Eternal still takes the cake, but next in line for the lowest overall domestic gross at the box office. And
It
when you have
performed it performed worse than Ant-Man 2 and
yes,
worse than
yes,
wow. What
it did.
about Phase 1? Like, it performed less than Iron Man 2 or, like,
Yeah,
First Avenger? Really?
if you look at yes, it's so the film through Monday has made about 464 million. That's 54 million
That
behind
is
the
a
first.
lot of money.
I
Wow.
know, yes, like for most films, but for a
It's a
Marvel film,
lot
which
of money, man.
with their budget and what their expectations are, they would consider that a failure, right? Because the first Ant-Man is 54 million behind the first Ant-Man, right? When he was an unknown, when no one knew what to expect, right? And then because that finished with 518 million Ant-Man and the Wasp grossed 623, 200 million more than this one. So yeah, so the worst part is this is supposed to be the start of phase 5 with the big bad. Everyone should have been excited to see this film, and there was a disconnect clearly between the fans and what was given to us on screen. So there's going to be a lot. I think over the next few months, we're going to start seeing a lot of these kind of stories popping up between Disney and what's going on with their internal stuff. People getting, I mean, I'm not probably not Kevin Feige, but there's going to be some shakeups beyond just what we've seen so far, I think.
Now, this is a really good question. How does this affect Marvel Comics? I understand
that's a good question.
But what will happen in the comics? We don't know yet. One of the things that happened, though, is that Marvel Entertainment has kind of absorbed Marvel Comics. So I'm sorry, Marvel Entertainment is being folded, and they're spreading it amongst Disney. That's all we know so far. I don't know what that means. Who knows?
Yeah.
Fingers crossed it doesn't go the way AT&T, WB, and DC. I like things working I like things working in different entities.
I agree. So a lot of people are also bringing up the other Marvel news that came out, and that is about the actor who plays King the Conqueror, which is Jonathan Majors.
So right now, that's still is it? I'm sorry, I'm out of the loop on that one. I know that we've talked about it, but is it a rumor? Was it really like a police call that went through and he got arrested?
No, it was. He was arrested and charged, and then I think he's been arraigned or he's for release. But there's a video present. His lawyers maintain his innocence and saying that he's actually the victim. It's apparently his girlfriend, or I believe they have a relationship of some kind, right?
Okay.
And so we'll have to see what comes of it. Obviously, down the road, that's going to cause some issues, given that he is.
Dude, it ain't down the road anymore. We live in a world where people.
No, it's not.
And you know what I'm talking about, and everybody in the chat knows what I'm about to say. We live in a world where people are waiting for you to mess up. They're waiting for you to fall, and they're ready to call you out on it, no matter what. You can be innocent until proven guilty. I mean, it doesn't matter what side you're on, what you've done, right? Like innocent until proven guilty, whatever. There are people waiting for you to mess up, and especially, you know, if you've, I hate to say this, but sometimes like people take it to the extreme of like, if something happens to DC Comics and DC Comics is failing like the movies, right? Then they're like, oh, look at you all. You're no better than us. We've got Flash doing all kinds of crap.
Exactly.
Like the actor, right? You guys got Jonathan Majors beating up women. Like things like that will just escalate.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm serious. I mean, it doesn't matter. Then we live in a society, you bastard. Why did you put that in my head? But that's the way it is. That's the way it is. It doesn't matter, you know, like there are people waiting for you to mess up, and they are constantly watching and listening to everything you're saying and doing. So I don't know. I mean, it's developing like Colin's saying, so hopefully we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, right now until we start seeing actual what comes of it, it is a wait and see game. There's not much we can, speculate on what Disney's going to do. I think after the whole James Gunn debacle, I think they'll be more hesitant to just quickly drop someone until the whole innocent and proven guilty scenario. Yeah.
I forgot about Gunn and Marvel, or I guess Disney at the time. I love that the organization that kills people professionally paused this ad campaign due to the optics. Very ironic in that way.
So, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was saying, so Hamza said, I never thought I'd say this. Maybe James Cameron was right about people getting Marvel fatigue. And I think, so maybe, I don't know if we are, but I can see your general audience starting to get fatigued because they're not keeping up with these films like we are. And now that they're getting more integrated and more like you have to watch this to understand this, I think you're going to start to alienate the general audience, and they'll go see stuff for the hype. But if the hype's not there and it's too like it's already like too in the weeds because they're not that well versed in the they won't go see it. That's what I think a large part of that too. Yeah, they're like, oh, these Marvel movies are fun, but it's just getting too complicated now. I hear that a lot.
Really? I mean,
Yeah.
but people were watching. I don't know. People were watching Infinity War and Endgame, like
But
anticipating it.
you're talking about they had every superhero. There's one thing about
And they can do the, and they
one
can do
in
this.
and then just
They
have
can do the
Ant-Man.
same now, right? They can have the new superheroes like Moon
They
Knight
can.
and
But do
She-Hulk
they? Yeah,
join
but
the
that's
fight.
okay.
Like,
I know
you know what I'm saying? Like, it
it
can happen again. Is what I'm saying.
can, but the general audience has to be on board with it. And yeah, right now we
You
don't have.
you think the general audience is getting superhero fatigue, right?
Yes,
Or
I do.
Marvel fatigue, because it's not superhero well, I guess it's superhero
I
fatigue.
don't
I
know
think
because look at
nobody watching
Shazam.
Shazam.
Yeah, I
Um,
think it's superhero fatigue, and John Wick made like almost 80 million this weekend. I think, yeah, you're starting to see, um, the general audience that will go see these movies like the weeks after, right, to maintain,
mhm,
because they may not go opening weekend. That's us, right? That's us. We're the ones who go opening weekend. They're
mhm.
the ones who go following that. Oh, you said it was good. All right, I'll go see it. But if they're not going to go see it, then yeah, they're like, I'll just wait for it to come out on Disney Plus or HBO Max.
For most people, it's mindless fun. They don't want to invest endlessly to understand what's happening. Yeah, but I think about like the plot in Infinity War and the plot in Endgame, where they were time traveling, going back, trying to get the stones. Like, that seems a lot more complex than a guy that can change. I don't know, time. I don't know. Maybe you're
But
right.
we've already
Maybe I'm
been through
overthinking.
10 years with Iron Man and
Mhm,
and Hulk and well, that version of Hulk, not 10 years, but close enough. But you've already been with those people for so many years. So regardless of how complicated it was, they were going for the wow, like seeing Chris Hemsworth and Iron Man and then getting to see them with Chris Pratt, and that was what they were going for. I would,
mhm.
yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Because I've done that with films that I am not sorely invested in, but when the hype's there and it's like all these people, yeah, I've gone to
Oh,
see
like
those
Fast and the
films.
Furious, right? Like the last one?
Yeah, I'll probably go see the new Fast and the Furious, even
And
though
we are
I'm
not
not.
reviewing Fast and the Furious on this
I
channel.
think the last Fast and Furious movie I saw was Tokyo Drift, and that's
I
like
saw the
it.
first one. That's it. And now they're going to space. But whatever. Who the hell am I to judge? My movies are about time travel and some dude that got beat up by a bunch of ants.
Yes, and I'm waiting for Omar to see John Wick 4 because I want to talk about
Oh
it on
yeah,
this
I
show.
guess, but I can't because I'm gonna go see Dungeons and Dragons
Let's see
tomorrow, not
Dragons
John Wick
tomorrow.
4.
You can go see John. I already see John Wick 4, so that's
You can see it again. You just talked about how you like rewatching movies.
yeah, but I really want to see the Dungeons and Dragons film because
Alright.
everything about it seems like it's going to be a really fun movie. And John Wick 4 is it takes a toll on you
It's
by
better
the
than
end.
dude, 3 like, I feel like those movies just get better and better somehow. I don't know how he does it.
Yes. Mhm.
Anyone else getting tired of Marvel movies? That's exactly what Amanda was just talking about. That
Yeah.
perhaps there might be superhero fatigue, as one of the greatest directors of our time, James Cameron, said. Amen. No more no Fast and the Furious review on Real Talk. So
I don't
when it's
want to.
When it's Amanda's birthday month, I ain't got no choice.
I don't like that.
I
I
didn't say
don't
you
like Fast and
did.
the Furious.
I didn't say you did. I just said when it's your birthday month, you can pick whatever the hell movies you want me to watch, including what the hell
Bring
is
it
it called?
on.
Bring It On 1, 2, 3, and Bring It On Forever.
No, I
Whatever.
only like the first one. See, I'm like that. I only like the first one. I don't like that crap that comes after. It's not
Yo,
good.
I went through all of the house parties. I don't know why. I just
Oh,
felt
because the new one
nostalgic.
came out, right?
That I watched that one too. Oh my god. I didn't even know there was a 4 and a 5. I love those movies. This came out when I was in middle school.
Wait, Kane, are you serious that Critical Role is going to make a cameo? That makes me even more excited because I love the Critical Role folks. I mean, I love watching them on YouTube. I love Vox Machina. I have the comics and I've watched the show on Amazon. Oh my God, that would be awesome. That would be amazing. Oh, I'm so excited now. I cannot wait to see that film tomorrow.
The one cameo that I would have been excited about got ruined for me already. and I'm not gonna ruin it for anybody else, but
I
it
don't
is
know
a
what it is.
huge cameo by a group of people that I'm like, oh, now that's cool. That got ruined
In
for me because
D&D?
somebody shared it. Huh?
In D&D?
Yes.
Oh, don't tell me because I don't know what it is.
You know, I could tell you, you're not gonna care. It only
It's
people
true. I'll
my
still get
age will
excited.
care. People
I'll
my
still get
age will be
excited.
like,
It's fine.
"What?" Yeah, and it already got spoiled for me. Stupid internet. The damn movie's not even out everywhere. If you plan things out too intricately and bring in more and more elements that interdepend on one another. Oh, we're talking about Bring It On. You create
No,
a very fragile situation that can have extreme cascading
they
consequences.
don't make it that intricate and bring it
Was that a
on.
quote from Bring It On too?
That's like I would make you watch the Step Up franchise. We could do that.
This is the point where I say Bring It On is awesome, so hot. Want to touch the hyena? Well, I think you're getting Bring It On and Adam Sandler movies confused,
Yeah,
Brian.
that's definitely that Sandler movie. We could do
I
that too. My favorite Adam Sandler movies, and why is it only gonna be ones with Drew Barrymore in it?
nuh-uh. Wedding Singer was
Actually, it
Drew
would be my
Barrymore.
favorite Will Ferrell movie because I know you love Will
Oh
Ferrell.
God, why do you want to do this to me, man?
Oh, I can't wait till December. It's gonna be amazing.
Why?
Screw Christmas movies. No one cares. It's all gonna be
No
my
one cares. You're gonna freaking torture me. All right. But yes, House Party, nothing gets better than 2. 2 was the best house party. Maybe because I had fond memories of going to the theater with my friends and just watch. I love that second movie. The third one was okay. The fourth one was horrible. It had immature as the main cast, and none of them dudes could act. Well, maybe the original, I can't remember his name. And the fifth one, at least it had Kid and Play back in it. But the new one, oh, that was so bad too. I don't think it's as bad as 4, but that one was bad. But yeah, Kid and Play, man, the original ones, House Party 2, baby.
Wait, did DBZ All Star already just ruin the surprise?
I don't want to even look at what he said. What?
He's
Do not. No, not
Omar.
Boyz II Men. Is Boyz II Men in that movie? Are you serious?
No, I don't think they are. No.
What's up? What's up?
I don't know.
What's up?
Oh, Cullen, this is interesting. In case they do end up recasting, if something does negatively happen.
Wait. Recasting who?
Jonathan Majors building a
Oh,
meta
there's only
plot
one
around
man. There's only one
because of,
man.
variants. He could have a variant. Okay. Oh God, if they made him, I would die. You'd be so excited in the theater. You'd be freaking out.
I don't think I could talk. I'd be the only one clapping.
Yeah, you'd be clapping the whole time he was on the screen. But you're right. They could do. I mean, because right now all the variants look like him. I mean, not all the variants of Loki look like Loki. We all know that from Loki season 2, which apparently he's also going to be in season 2 of Loki, which I guess we figured based off of the end credits of Ant-Man that he was going to be that Jonathan Majors is going to be in season 2.
Men to Minotaurs. Hanson's in the movie. They're about to no, they're not. Stop. Give me my man. Dude, right? He's about to retire. Now's the time, dude. You gotta strike while the iron is hot, baby.
Yes. If only.
Can you imagine? Like, it's next time, baby. And he's Kang.
It never was a next time now.
Now's his time. Now it's his time. How about a show of the Mask of Zorro versus the Legend of Zorro? Where's this coming from, James? I didn't even know you liked Zorro that much, James. Yeah. I hope DC can be great again with DCU under DC Studios. Granted, I love DC TV and some of the DCEU, but I think it's time for a fresh start. Hold on a second. Please hire power. Don't let D&D kick John Wick off the IMAX screens this week. So I haven't seen it yet, man.
No, I think John Wick will stay in the IMAX for a little bit longer. It has to. They might share the screen, but it'll stay together.
Dude, who's shaming House Party? Reggie Hudlin. Reggie Hudlin, president of BET, writer of Black Panther comics, wrote House Party 1, 2, and 3. Yes, 3. 3 sucked. I don't care. House Party 2 was the bomb, man. I think it's my age. I think you're what's that?
Isn't there a new House Party on HBO Max?
Yeah, and it sucks. Like it's bad. It doesn't take the idea of what House Party was. Look, your generation was Can't Hardly Wait. Okay, so you understand if there were like a Can't Hardly Wait 2, 3, 4, and then the new one that had nothing to do with the other kids, you'd be upset too.
What a weird franchise. The Can't Hardly Wait franchise.
Well, they made 5 goddamn house parties, and ain't nobody found out they were having one. Yeah, the new house party was all right. It was all right. It was all right.
It was bad.
Bro, I was mad I spent money on the new house party. Right. Although the saving grace of that one, without spoilers, Maya. Ooh, aging like a fine wine. Maya. Oh my gosh, she still looks good. Right? Matthew?
Wait, like the singer Maya?
Yeah. She's in it. She makes a cameo. Or not a cameo. She actually plays kind of a little bit of a
really?
role.
Oh, yeah. I love her.
I did too. She still looks fine.
Stuff. Yeah.
They need to throw who else? Like Samantha. What was her? I cannot remember her name. Never mind. Ashanti? Yeah, they need to throw Ashanti in there, and you'd have had like a big reunion.
What's Ashanti doing these days?
My man, right? She's looking good, dude. Chloe Grace Moretz and Sydney Sweeney are my other top choices to play Supergirl. House Party 1, just on the dance. Dude, but House Party 2 had the actual theme, or the song House Party, you know. Elle Fanning is my top choice to play Supergirl. What's she doing these days, Amanda?
She's doing The Great, which is a fantastic show.
Is that on Amazon? That Roberto Rodriguez has been telling us to watch forever?
No, it's on Hulu, and she plays Catherine the Great, and then Nicholas Hoult plays her husband. It's fantastic. Love that show. If anyone hasn't watched it and needs some comedy, it's coming back out, so I would recommend watching that.
So there you go.
Yes, if you like Catherine the Great.
That's because she's vegan. Oh, Maya's vegan? Okay. Samantha Fox. No. Samantha Mumba? Was that her name?
Samantha Mumba, the artist?
Yeah. It was around, that's it. That was around the time. That time. Then you bring in, what's her face? Kia? My neck. My back.
No,
come on, man.
She's an actress. or Kellis. My milkshake drinks on the course of the yard. Anyways, yeah.
Oh my gosh, man. Them girls would go crazy over that song. I'm like, that song is filthy. Just tune in. Have you discussed Disney's decision to de facto dissolve Marvel Entertainment and subsume all Marvel comic toys under Disney's direct control? Yeah, we did. We don't know what the outcome is going to be. We just kind of talk about a little bit of it. I mean, because we really don't know. I mean, things could be left alone, or things could get bad, or things could get better. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's weird because like I mentioned earlier, I like things operating as different entities. It really helps with creative outlets, right? It makes no sense to have everything under one wing. Kid played the first concert I ever saw without my parents, opening up for Public Enemy. Nice. Dude, they used to open up for freaking NWA, man. They were huge. Man, did you buy Omar anything at Lexington? Did you buy me anything?
I did. I bought you a shirt from our local coffee shop / D&D gaming locale, Chaotic Goods. So I did buy him something from Comic-Con.
Amanda did not watch any bad movies. She didn't.
Yeah.
We will see if
I can't see if that's going to be the same thing for Omar. But
I just can't wait for regular people that just don't ever watch this segment. They're like, why am I voting for a different Bring It On? What is going on Omar's channel? Is there an omnibus coming on? Like is it Kristen? Not Kristen Stewart. Kristen Dunst, right? She's in those.
Kirsten Dunst. Yes.
What's on my shirt? This is a local Kentucky shirt too that I bought at the convention. It's this Goonies shirt.
Oh, that store, right? Yeah. I saw them. Like they had like Kentucky style, like
Melanie's got one that says like the Amazing Kentuckian, like in the logo of Spider-Man.
That's awesome.
And it's got like with great power comes great. I can't remember bourbon or something. But this is like the Kentucky logo on his eye patch instead.
I like that.
Smart. Is that the same place where Omar cheated at board? No, that was I don't cheat. What are you talking about, James? I don't ever cheat at board games. I win. I'm good. That's what they call cheating. Omar going to watch Critical Role for your favorite code.
Oh, that would be fun. You would be I don't think you would like watching the campaigns.
Is this people playing Dungeons and Dragons? This is what Tina watches.
Yes.
Do you want a kid and play? What about Spinderella? Who's going to marry Spinderella, Lionheart? Amanda's gonna have to watch
No, I will
Chaos.
not,
What
because
the
that's
hell's
not a
Chaos
good movie.
Walking?
And what makes me mad is it had Tom Holland in it. It had Mads Mikkelsen. Like, it had a good cast. I love the books. I love that author, Patrick Ness, one of my favorite young adult authors. The book series, um, The Knife of Never Letting Go, The Chaos Walking, the whole thing. I loved it. So I was so disappointed. Like, first, when I realized when the movie got delayed because of production stuff, I was like, oh God. And then I heard like it got delayed because of bad test audiences. So when it finally came out, man, I watched it and I was like, yeah, I'll just go read the 3 novels in the trilogy, because that's gonna be as far as I'm gonna get. I feel bad because, yeah, love Tom Holland. He is my favorite Spider-Man, though it's hard. I do love me some Andrew Garfield. And I love Tobey Maguire and Spider-Man 2. It's hard. I love them all. I can't. It's fine. It's hard. No Way Home was the best movie ever. But I haven't been a fan of any of the films he's made in between the Spider-Man films.
And
They've
Uncharted.
all
You
been
loved
just
Uncharted, didn't you?
no, I didn't like Uncharted. Oh my
I thought you
God.
liked Uncharted, dude.
It was a fun adventure movie, but it was so bad. And he was trying to act like Mark Wahlberg, which you don't want to ever try to act like Mark Wahlberg, because that's not a good idea for anyone.
But Mark Wahlberg was amazing in Marky Mark Talks to Plants.
No, he was not. We reviewed that movie.
That was
It
a
wasn't
horrible
really that
movie.
bad.
The
But
Happening.
yeah, every movie he's been in has been mediocre, and I've been so disappointed. I don't blame him. Like, you know, I did like The Spies in Disguise, but
Hey,
yes.
what's up,
Hey,
Kyle? How
Kyle.
you doing, brother? Hope you've
Yeah.
been well, brother. Nick Cage is the best Spider-Man. Are you talking about the Kiss of the Spider Woman, Dark Side Studios? Did Amanda just say Aunt Toby
No, I said
Maguire?
and
Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire.
Have I
I
read
love
The White Sands by Sanderson?
Have you?
My brother loves that. No, I've read the first 2 graphic novels, 2 graphic novels. I was supposed to interview that guy, Brando Sando. Those Ness books were so good. Didn't bother with the movie.
Yes, Ateet. Yeah, they were. They were
How's
fantastic.
it going, Ateet? Hope you've been well, brother.
Yes, I love a lot of Patrick Ness's books. Everyone should try giving them a try if you like young adult.
Youth Pastor Toby.
My favorite Toby. That's my favorite Toby. Yeah, guys. So I don't know. We didn't talk about this, but
What?
Omar and I got to sit in on a panel this weekend with Sam
fun.
Raimi and Ted Raimi. We were not allowed to film.
Couldn't
We were
film.
not allowed to take pictures. It was
Couldn't take pictures.
and we were right in the front row. So,
But
God,
we did. That was cool. They didn't have to. They were like, well,
yeah,
you can sit in the front row. And I was like, deal.
we didn't have to wait in the line or anything because we were pressed. It was fantastic.
It was fantastic.
But it was really cool to get to hear straight from Sam Raimi's mouth. And he's a very shy guy, so I can understand why he didn't want pictures and video and things like that. He seemed very shy, but very forthcoming about a lot of stuff. And he just talked about, a lot of people asked him about Spider-Man and talked about Evil Dead. It was just really cool to see. I love my favorite part is when he was talking about when the first time he came in to make Spider-Man back in like 2001, whatever. Yeah.
Well, it came out. They had to postpone it because of 9/11. So the movie came out in 2000. Remember, they had to change the ending. So
because they had the
towers back there.
Yeah. And he talked about going in there to Sony, and he asked for like what? He said 16 storyboard artists. Is that what he asked for?
No, he asked for 8 storyboard artists.
And they're like, oh, I don't know if we could do that. And eventually he got what he wanted. So then he said, flash forward to when he got signed on to work for Doctor Strange, and he walked into Marvel, storyboard artist, and they go, oh no, you're going to get 60. And he was like, what?
That's a completely different type of
different ball game. So it was really cool to hear him speak, and if that could make me love those movies even more, I don't know if that's possible. So people did ask him about like the secret, like, oh, did you always have Vulture planned for Spider-Man 3? And he's like, I like he very, very diplomatic, political responses in that, things were discussed in the beginning, but they were dropped and I forgot about them.
I can see that him and his brother have a really tight relationship, because there were a lot of times that he would look over at his brother. His brother's like, yeah, remember like this. And
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And I
that's
think it was
that's pretty cool.
yeah, I think it was good he had Ted there too, because Ted's a very outgoing. You could tell why Ted's an actor and why Sam is a director, right?
Mhm. Absolutely.
And yeah, and Ted was really did help a lot with like just answering questions and things like that was great. So yeah, that was a fun time.
Yo, man, Robin Harris was so
Now we're
freaking funny.
back on the top of all the hot women in House Party.
No, 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 no. Robin Harris was a comedian, man. We lost him at
Oh,
a young age. God, I think he was younger than me. He was 40. No, he was 40, 42. He was 42, up and coming, like huge, 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 huge comedian. He was in Def Comedy Jam. And yeah, he played the dad in it and passed away of a heart attack like shortly after the movie. I don't think
mhm.
he even saw the premiere of the movie. You ever seen Bebe's Kids? Remember Bebe's Kids? You know what I'm talking about. It's a cartoon. But anyway, Bebe's Kids was based on his skit. He talked about seeing this woman and they were like, "Oh, you don't want to sit Bebe's Kids. They bad." Like it was
Ah,
it was 90s movie. Anyway,
oh my god.
yeah, we lost him at a really young age. It's hilarious. Josh, we need Bruce Campbell on here. Yes, we do.
Yes, we
Uh,
do.
yes.
That'd be fantastic.
I don't know about Bruce Campbell can play young Omar in the near man, considering he is like 20 years older than
Yeah,
me.
he's a little bit older than
What are we
Omar.
talking about, DBC All Star? Um, have a great night. Amanda and Omar, thanks for the show. Good night, Minties. All right,
Yeah, you're not.
moving on, signing us off. Bebe's Kids. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Bebe's Kids. And it would have been interesting to see Bruce Campbell as the Phantom. I didn't mind the Phantom that much. I thought it was an okay movie. We reviewed that,
We
didn't we?
reviewed it with what's his name?
Billy Zane. Billy Zane.
Billy Zane. We did. We watched the
I
Phantom.
forgot about. We've done so
Oh,
many
was that
movies on this
pre or
channel.
post Titanic? Billy Zane.
That was pre-Titanic.
Pre-Titanic Billy Zane. Yes,
Mhm.
we did review the Phantom. You can find that on our channel, probably in one of the movie playlists.
On the playlist, the comic
Yes.
movie playlist. That is correct.
Yep.
And speaking of channel and what we're doing, what are we going to be doing next week, Amanda?
Well, next week we're actually going to be off because
We're off next
I
week, everybody. Well,
will
she's
be on
off.
vacation.
I will be here, not
Yeah,
here
he'll
at
be
8
here.
p.m.
Yes, but I will be on vacation next week. I'm not bringing a computer. I'm not bringing anything. I'm going to lay on the beach. I'm going to go to the Wizard and World of Harry Potter, and I'm going to enjoy myself. So nothing next week on Reels Talk, but we will be back the following week. And I don't know what we're gonna do the following week.
We don't know what we're gonna do. We don't know. We'll wing it.
We'll announce it on social media so that you guys know though.
I've been enjoying these polls though, letting people
Yeah, I
decide
think
what
so
we
too.
watch. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a
Yeah,
lot
we
of
should
fun
do Was
to
It Really That Bad poll maybe because I do miss talking about bad movies.
Is it too soon for Love and Thunder and Ant-Man 3?
It would be. So does everyone know about Old Reader New Reader?
Yes, everybody should know about Old Reader, New Reader.
No,
But we will also be back on Old Reader,
I
New
mean,
Reader
yeah,
on
April 11th.
April
The week
11th.
I get back, the week I'm back, we're going to be on Old Reader New Reader, and we're going to be doing the Thor omnibus, the Jason Aaron, Russell Dodderman. Picking that back up. I guess we're all old readers, just reading it in different formats. So I guess new for me in that reading it as an omnibus. But it would be cool to do that and then the next night and re-review
I think Maddie likes Love and Thunder.
Thor Love and Thunder and just go back and say, man, that Gore the God Butcher, man.
That would be rough. Oh, wait a second. Omar go solo next week. Watch how Omar rate all my house party movies.
Oh
Which one
my
best
gosh.
house
He
party
totally
movie?
would.
We'll see how many people that brings in. Mel Gibson, The Passion of the Christ. Is that what we're talking about, Brian? Where's that weird dude who was
That's
hitting
a
on
good
Amanda in the
question.
chat? No, why would you try to summon that guy?
Don't bring that up.
Blank Man. Oh my gosh. What about Meteor Man, Blank Man? What was the other one around that time that came out with a very similar premise? Have you seen Dark Man?
No, I've never seen Dark Man, but I would love to.
Well, it's not based on anything, right? But
Yeah.
it's Sam Raimi and it's Liam Neeson. It's a lot. It's
it
actually
really?
it's a good flick. I liked it. And you can
I
tell.
want to do a bad movie. I want to do a
Fine. All right.
bad
What's
movie.
left to do? What haven't we done that's bad? All right, Punisher. We haven't done 80s Punisher. I love that movie though.
No.
What else have we not done? We haven't done Supergirl. We haven't done Superman 4. We haven't done. No, we did Quest for Peace. We haven't done Superman 3. So maybe we should put it up for Superman 3 versus Supergirl. How? I mean, what are the rate? People really hate on Superman Returns.
Let's see.
Is it
I'm looking at
is it
the
rated bad?
36 worst superhero movies of all time. You talking about the Brandon Routh one?
Yeah.
Really?
No, I'm wondering what it is. We did do the old Captain America.
We did. That was great. The
We did do
90s.
the Super Mario live action movie with
We did
Melanie.
do that
She
too.
loves it.
We have not done
Hancock.
Hancock.
We haven't done Hancock, but that's not based on anything. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but
Yeah. It's just okay, worst superhero movies ranked. Let's see.
yeah.
We did Fantastic 4 2015. We have not done Dick Tracy. We did League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
I forgot Dick Tracy was rated or ranked really bad when he came out.
Did we do Batman and Robin?
We did one of the
We did
Batman.
Batman Forever.
We did Batman Forever. We didn't do Batman and
Yeah.
Robin. We haven't done
We-
Steel. We haven't done.
We did the original Daredevil with Matt Damon, right? I mean,
Oh
with
my God! Yes. Have
Ben
we done?
Affleck.
Did we do Elektra?
No, we haven't done Electra yet. We haven't done
Oh.
Spawn. We haven't done Spawn. We did Catwoman.
Yeah, I think Catwoman is one we can revisit every couple of years. So that's
we
a
should
classic.
just so we can find that GIF again.
That's a classic, man.
Oh, that would be so much fun. I'm just trying. I wish there's this. Okay, here we go. What other movies are
Last Airbender? Have you done that?
Too? Oh God, we should do a Last Airbender because you've never seen it, have you?
I don't want to see that thing.
No, but
like
you
Shaman.
need to understand
what
what
a bad, terrible, bad movie.
I feel like we should watch that. That might be part of my birthday month because I like doing Was It Really That Bad? So that'd be like,
Okay.
we're gonna do Was It of this horrible movie that I hate more than life itself because it ruined one of my favorite animated series ever.
Tank Girl, that's a good one.
Tank Girl is a good one.
Dragon Ball Evolution. Oh my God, I forgot about that. I
would love to do a
I
Dragon
forgot
Ball.
about anime.
We
Well, I
should do
mean,
some
it's
bad
manga.
anime.
Well, Dragon Ball
Live
Evolution is a
action.
live action adaptation, right? I mean, but there's
That
also
kid. What's
yeah,
the
that kid.
He's been in something else though. I've seen him in who plays.
He's got like a really small face. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't recall what I've seen him in. Oh, he was in War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise.
Yes.
Played his son.
He
I don't know what
also
else. Dude, look at nobody talks about Priest. I forgot about that. Was bad
Doctor
too.
Who. He was in Doctor Who. The Peter Capaldi was a superhero one, and he was like a
he was
Superman character. That's what he was. Okay.
See, everybody
When you
forgets about Road to Perdition, History of Violence. Those are
Yes.
also based on
Those are good movies.
on comics. So, but Amanda wants to do something bad, huh?
We did Ghost Rider. We did Green Lantern.
How about Ghost in the Shell?
We did good. Oh God, with
Yes.
Scarlett Johansson. That would be cool. Okay, so we did anime. You do Dragon. We could choose between Dragon Ball Revolution.
Oh, there's so much crap live action anime.
Ghost in the Shell. Cowboy Bebop. Does that count?
I would hate you. Do not make me watch that. I wasn't even watching. I was listening to Melanie watch it before she gave up, and I'm like, why are you doing this to yourself? We did. That was our very first. Was it really that bad? Was Fantastic Four 2016?
That's what spawned this whole thing. Death Note live action.
That was also horrible.
That was awful.
That was also the only good live action anime I remember enjoying was Kenshin.
What about the?
Oh my God, I forgot. Canon Pictures did a Fist of the North Star too back in the early 90s. Oh, it was bad. And you cannot do Ghost in the Shell if you haven't seen the classic. Why? It's still a bad movie. It's not going to help anything. It's not like she's going to be like, wow, this really changed my mind about Ghost in the Shell.
How's the live action?
No, Alita was wonderful. We both.
Yeah, we actually liked that movie.
Yeah,
we reviewed it.
We reviewed it, didn't we? Yeah.
We did. We reviewed it when it came out because that was one of the first. That was one of the last. It was early 2019, right? February 2019 is when that came out. So
I love that movie.
We did like that.
We get more of that.
The kid who was in it, he was okay. But
she was great.
She was great. Yeah.
Sucker Punch. Oh yeah, we're gonna do our Snyder movies.
Oh yeah, we're gonna rank Snyder movies. That's gonna be something that we'll probably be doing here shortly.
I like Sucker Punch. I don't think anybody else likes Sucker Punch.
What?
I'll take that over the stupid owl movie that he did. What was it? The Search.
Guardians of Gahul?
What the hell did you just say?
Guardians of Ga'Hoole, The Legend of
The Legend of the Secret, whatever it was called. Yeah. And we have done Was It Really That Good? And it would be fun to but Amanda wants to do something bad. All right, let me see here. I kind of like the idea of barbed wire and stripperella. Somebody
doing
suggested
like
that.
one of our, that would be kind of fun.
But what are you most interested in? And I can leave it up to the
I'm okay with that. I mean, especially because after watching the Pam and Tommy show on Hulu, and when she was like making barbed wire, right? That's what she made.
Yes, she was making barbed wire at the time.
Yeah, and just the whole thing. It would be interesting to visit that film. So, I like Josie and the Pussycat Dolls. The new one, or the one, not the new one, the one that came out in the early 2000s with
Rosario Dawson? That was awful.
And Rachel Lee and Alan Cummings. Oh boy, what a group. It was not that great. Yeah. It was an interesting premise though.
Was it? All right, you guys have given us a lot of ideas. I
Yes,
love
you have.
where this might go. I like the idea of, because there is a lot of live action animated or anime. Like, part of me still loves Guyver, like with Mark Hamill, like in the 90s, the Guyver live
That's
action.
a thing.
Yeah, that was a thing. And yeah, you guys should watch Riverdale. I tried. Oh hell no. Oh hell no. There's a rule in this house. Let me tell you. Okay, there's certain rules in this house. We do not watch Bayformers. There's only one Transformers, and it's the animated show. And the other rule is there's only one season of Berserk. And the 3 movies get a pass, but they ain't no damn season 2 that Berserk 2016. That broke my heart so much. I'm still recovering. Guyver's underrated, right?
So I guess we're not going to be watching that.
Tara Reid is a good Easter movie.
What?
What, Brian Hall? What is that?
The actress.
Tara Reid.
I'm confused.
I don't get that one. All right. Anything else, Panda, before we wrap up for tonight and take off a week?
Yes, that is all I got. But we will put up a poll before the following week so that you guys can vote on the next thing that we do next in 2 Wednesdays from now. But I'll be back on Near Mint on April 11th once I return from my vacation. I'll maybe tan, I don't know. For the Thor Older New Reader by Jason Aaron and Russell Dodderman. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And remember to follow all of our social media channels at nearmintcon. Remember to check us out for our spread shop for some great Near Mint condition merchandise, like this cool t-shirt that I have right here. See that?
Oh, you bought a t-shirt?
Yeah. So go to Spread Shop and get some of that cool stuff. And also check us out on Patreon for $1 a month or more. You could support us in all that we do here on the show. And last but not least, if it's classy and cool, it must be Near Mint. Good journey, everyone, and we will see you all soon. Good night.
I will see you tomorrow. And